In fact, technological innovation has made that personal touch more important than ever. And who wouldn't want to receive a bottle of bourbon with a handwritten thank you note? Welcome to the PR Maven podcast, a podcast all about growing your network and building your brand through traditional and digital networking techniques. I'm Nancy Marshall, the PR Maven and CEO of Marshall Communications. Stay tuned for this week's episode, and thanks for listening. Welcome, PR Maven Nation, to this week's episode. One of our mini episodes, a quick and informative look at how to stand out by writing personal thank you notes. One of my favorite topics. The podcast is presented by Marshall Communications, creator of the 65-step Marshall Plan process. For more information, visit marshallpr.com. On the website under PR Maven, you'll find information about my two books, PR Works and Grow Your Audience, Grow Your Brand. This week, I will be sharing my Forbes Agency Council article entitled Stand Out from the Crowd by Going Old School, Write Personal Thank You Notes. So let's dive right in. In today's world, more people than ever have a voice. Technological innovation, namely in the realm of social media, has democratized discourse in ways that few thought possible only 2 decades ago. In the comfort of our own living room or on our phone while at a restaurant, we have the power of self-expression more than ever before, and that's a good thing. From Facebook posts to tweets and Yelp reviews, it is relatively easy to state your opinion, circulate it among family and friends, and perhaps even become an influencer. However, this democratization has made public discourse a more competitive space and has made it more difficult for any individual to stand out from the pack. Across the globe, there are over 2.9 billion monthly active Facebook users, more than half of whom use the social media platform on a daily basis. Twitter is used by roughly 450 million people worldwide each month. More than 500 million Instagram users create Instagram stories every single day. That is a whole lot of noise, and it can be heard throughout the professional world. When millions of business owners, employees, and job seekers have voices, how does any single one stand out? Here's one way I have embraced in my personal and professional life. Go old school. While technological innovation may be the rule nowadays, pen and paper can be a valuable exception. Use the written word to your advantage. Yes, the real written word, and you can stand out from the crowd. My mother taught me from a young age to write thank you notes, and I taught my own 2 sons that that's the way to genuinely express gratitude for a gift or a special gesture, that is to sit down and write a handwritten thank you note. If you're trying to land that dream job, a thank you note can help you get it. An emailed note is adequate, but a handwritten one is even better because so few job seekers do it. In today's crowded labor market, a competitive advantage makes all the difference, and handwritten notes can provide just that. It will differentiate your personal brand by helping you stand out from the crowd and making you more memorable in the mind of the employer. Trust me, I've hired dozens of employees and interviewed many more, and a well-written note says a lot about your character, from your dedication to your charisma and confidence. It also tells me about your mother's character, to be honest. It shows that you really want the job and that you're willing to try new things to get what you want. The hiring website monster.com calls the practice of sending post-interview thank you notes an important part of any job hunting strategy. According to a recent survey, 80% of hiring managers find such notes helpful when reviewing candidates, but they're not as common as you think. Only about a quarter of hiring managers ever actually receive thank you notes from applicants, which opens up a void to be filled by you. Why not you? Job seekers aren't the only ones who can leverage the power of the pen. If you're a business owner servicing clients, as I do on a daily basis, A handwritten note can provide your business with a more personal feel and a more memorable one. Is it holiday time? Send a holiday card with a handwritten note. Is your client celebrating their birthday or anniversary? Send your well wishes on their special day. Are they going on vacation? Send food and drink recommendations before their trip. When I had a 25th anniversary party for my business, my bank sent a big floral bouquet for the front desk, and I will remember that forever. From time to time, it's worth sending a thank you note just because. Express your gratitude for a client's decision to trust in you and not the competition. That separates you from a competitor who is only concerned with making money off a client and not necessarily keeping that client satisfied. Remember, business is about relationships between people, and people have hearts. If you touch both their head and their heart, you will enrich the relationship for the long term. All businesses are by and between human beings, so I recommend taking time to learn more about your clients' personal lives and finding a system to keep track of critical dates, without being nosy, of course. Ask about your client's hobbies and interests. If a client is a bourbon lover, it makes sense to express your thank you with an expensive, highly rated bottle of bourbon, accompanied by a handwritten note. Your client will appreciate the personal touch and the delicious liquor. Now, you shouldn't overdo it either. Don't send your client a bottle every month, but an occasional gift, say once a year, can be the right amount of special. It's the sort of thoughtfulness that can help you keep that client long term and find new ones through word of mouth. In my experience, a happy client recommends you to others, just like a happy employer is more likely to hire you. The bottom line is this: technology has changed our world forever, and it will continue to do so, but the need for a personal touch is not going away. In fact, technological innovation has made that personal touch more important than ever. And who wouldn't want to receive a bottle of bourbon with a handwritten thank you note? For more insight, get access to my latest book, Grow Your Audience, Grow Your Brand, by visiting prmaven.com/giveaway and download a free copy today. Here is my friend, Mike Duguay, to share how PR Works and Grow Your Audience, Grow Your Brand have helped him.
After reading PR Works, I really started to think about how marketing actually works. And I know that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but what I realized is that each platform nowadays that we use out there in digital media and social media has its own nuance and also quirks to it. And understanding how they're used is exceedingly important. Because when you have a hammer in your hand, everything looks like a nail. And you can't approach it that way in marketing. And that's where I think Nancy's brilliance really shined in PR Works. I think Grow Your Audience, Grow Your Brand is really sort of the manifesto of understanding that there's many different levels to marketing. It's on your personal side of your brand, how actually you express yourself through business, but also what people hear you saying and what they see out there in the public eye as well. So I think what's really important there, that's really the blueprint of how you go about using these new social media platforms, but also to express who you are as a human being. Because people want to see you authentically and genuinely working with not only what you do, but also with the customers. And Nancy, on a personal level, I think that's who she is. She embodies that approach.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the PR Maven podcast. I invite you to share a review of the podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also join the PR Maven Nation on Facebook. It's free to join, and it's a great community of like-minded individuals who are all looking to learn and grow from one another. If you use an Alexa device, use your Alexa app to search the Skills and Games section to find and enable the PR Maven podcast flash briefing. This will give you access to exclusive content and more PR and marketing advice. Thanks again for listening, and have a great rest of your week, PR Maven Nation.